And a very warm welcome to our review of Day 7 of Wimbledon 2019. It is, of course, Manic Monday, also known as Magic Monday. And Miraculous Monday wasn't out of place, bearing in mind the fact that a 15-year-old was still dreaming of glory in her first appearance at these famous championships. I'm delighted to have Daniela Hanchikova and Nick McCarville alongside me once again. Would you agree that this is the best day in the entire tennis calendar?
It is by far the best, magic, magnificent, whatever you want to call it, day in tennis, because, you know, you've got all the singles players in action in one day. It just doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, I mean, so many matches to keep an eye out for. What in particular were you focusing on?
Oh, I mean, it was an embarrassment of tennis riches. I think today I was really impressed with Serena Williams and the way that she showed up today. She's into that next gear. It's really the day, Marcus, when you separate the tournament. Right now we know we almost know all the quarterfinalists across both draws, and you just see who is the contender and who is the pretender at Wimbledon for the fortnight.
Yeah, well, it's been manic. It's a little bit murky as well, but hopefully we won't get any rain over the course of the next hour or so. Now, the first match on Court 2 featured two women playing in the fourth round at Wimbledon for the very first time. World number one, Ashley Barty, had cruised through to this stage, in complete contrast to Alison Riske, who'd taken more than 4 hours longer to win her opening 3 matches. Well, sure enough, the French Open champion won the first set by 6 games to 3. We're going to pick up the action at the start of the second with commentary from Tom Woodbridge and Sam Smith.
Well, here was the perfect example of the ball propping that we were talking about in that first set. It couldn't be any more obvious than what that ball did.
£2 in the charity box.
She did well to actually end up digging that out.
Okay.
15-14.
So Riske doing a really good job at keeping variety and depth on her ground strokes, but also the unforced error count is really down. She's doing a terrific job in that department.
2 great chances here. And Barty broken for the second time in this contest. And daylight now for Riske
3 games to 1
in the second set. Can Barty clock this and make some changes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's an awareness. The ball toss needs to be a bit higher as well. Even if she's pulling it over her head to her left, she still needs more height on it. She would then still make it. It'd have more of a kick shape than a sliding shape. She's returning well. That was a good first serve, and a much better ball toss, though, on that occasion. But it's Barty who can't get the first hit in.
Just saw that ball toss, Todd, live and large.
30-14.
And it's caused all sorts of problems here. And what a turnaround in the last 30 minutes or so. It's the American with a chance to level this match. Oh, Riske finishing with great calmness and clinically as well. And Riske takes the second set by 6 games to 2. No breaks so far in this final set.
Starting to find the first serve.
15 love.
that's a little unexpected, that step.
He has won 19 points from 26 sorties forward.
Because I would have thought that it would have been the other way around. It would have been Barty with the higher percentage, but it's Riske who has been the aggressive player throughout. Made a couple unforced volley errors in the first set that cost her, but none since.
Alarm bells here for the world number one.
Return has set the tone in this match.
30-40. So many looks at a second serve for Alison Riske, taking advantage and rewarded here with a chance to break. She's got it!
Game, Riske. New balls, please.
Riske by name, Riske by nature.
No nerves. Incredibly patient within that
Riske
rally.
is 5
She
games
was
to 3
waiting
final
for Barty
sets.
just to come off the length on the ground stroke, and then bang, all over that forehand down the line.
The biggest moment of her career, serving for a place in the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Just a reminder what Alison Riske has come through this tournament. Won her first round 7-5 in the final set. Her second round 9-7 in the decider. 6-4 in the third against Bencic at the weekend.
A little bit of tension here from Alison Riske. When you get like that, trying to talk yourself up, telling yourself to come on. The feet get a little heavy. Got to really do your best to keep them moving. She has redirected on that first hit so well today.
30-all.
Deep breaths here for Alison Riske. She's had 6 top 10 wins in her career. Can she beat the very best? Well, this didn't look likely when she lost a rather ordinary opening set by 6-3, but what a turnaround here on the graveyard, on court 2. Riske with match point. And Riske breaks Aussie hearts, and the #1 seed is out of this year's Wimbledon. She's getting married in just a few months' time, but this might be, so far, the greatest moment of her career and possibly her life so far.
So the end of a wonderful run of form for Ashley Barty and Alison Riske, doing things the hard way, but still going strong. I have to put my hands up and say I didn't see that coming. Did you?
I thought it was going to be a very close match, but I had a feeling Ashley was going to get through. But we have to give so much respect to Alison because she does have the perfect game for grass. Personally, I think I played her twice on this surface, and even though I won both times, I never knew till the last point whether the match was over or not because she's such a great fighter. She's got incredible game for grass because she hits the ball so flat. Her returns are, I think, one of the best in the games, and she's not afraid to play big names. So I think Serena's got to watch out because it's going to be obviously a huge challenge for her as well. And I was very impressed how well she fought till the end. And as I said, she gets up to these challenges, and on grass she just suddenly every year becomes a different player.
Yeah, she does seem to like doing it the hard way, Nick, that's for sure.
She sure does. Every round this tournament she's played a 3-setter, but she actually said, Marcus, she came and spoke with us after the match and said, I'm ready to play Serena right now. Let's go. I'm fresh. I'm ready. Let's do this. It's because she just has that fighting spirit. And as Daniela says, when you played her, it's not until the last point is it over. And I really feel that way. A lot of tennis players might have that fighting aspect at heart, but Ali puts it out there on the court, and that's what makes her, she matches up really well on the grass, and then what makes her even tougher is the fact that you just have to work so hard for every point. And for me, the tough part for Serena tomorrow is the fact that they've never played whatsoever. That to me is advantage to Alison Riske.
Well, Serena warmed up for that match with a comfortable victory over Carla Suarez Navarro, and in truth, nobody expected anything else. She's now stretched her head-to-head record against the Spaniard to 7-0. Suarez Navarro has never won more than 5 games against her, and I think would be quite pleased if she never ever played her again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all about the matchups, as we were pointing out last week, that there are certain players you just can't figure out the way how to play against them. And obviously, Carla has this thing with Serena. So when she walks out there on the court mentally, she might be already few games down because of the fact that that she lost to her so many times before. But as I said in our last show, Serena is growing on me, and the more times she spends on the court, whether it's in singles or mixed double, which I think it's so great for her that she's doing it here as well, the more dangerous she starts to become.
Yes, yeah. Well, she came in a little under the radar by her own standards, but not anymore, that's for sure.
No, she hit that next level against Julia Gerges, and then this was even more so, just a powerful outing from Serena Williams, who I think really feels now locked into this tournament. A big effort from her today, and she is a huge favorite against Riske.
And I think also the fact that she plays with Andy mixed doubles, there's so much attention on that it takes a little bit pressure away from her singles, which I think that's where she wants to be when she's going after that 24, because we saw how much it meant to her at the US Open, Australian Open, and that she almost couldn't deal with those expectations. So now being in a situation where we don't really talk about her as much, I mean, you always have to mention her potentially winning a Grand Slam, but I think just having fun with Andy, it's going to help her to maybe get that 24 now.
Okay, well, arguably the pick of the 4th round matches on paper saw 2-time former champion Petra Kvitova lock horns with British #1 Joe Konta on centre court. Kvitova led their head-to-head 3-1, but they'd split the series 1 apiece on grass. Martina Navratilova and John Inverdale saw this one.
Well, that was a really good get by Konta from a barnstorming return by Kvitova.
Yeah, I thought Petra could have taken that ball in the air. It was floating deep enough, certainly, and high enough to do that. Instead, she backed away and flew that forehand. It's good defending from Joe, no doubt. See? Joe had that lead court, but it was first point of the match. Didn't matter. This one comes at 15-all and gets Petra to 2 points of the set. So it's not how many lead courts you hit, it's when you hit them. Same goes for just about every other shot in the book.
And the first serve returns just when she needed it.
30-all.
Well, Konta goes long.
30-40.
And having had opportunities of her own in the last game. Here's a chance for the double Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova to take the opening set against the British #1. And she goes wide. And she looks aghast up at her box.
She's game to 4.
I think it just caught the back of the line, I think.
I thought it caught the line as well. The drop shot was too much of a line drive. And he called it.
The back of the back of the back of the line.
Low 15. Low 30.
There's that emotional hiccup or letdown after you win a tight first set. It's just so easy. You just relax a little bit.
2 challengers remain.
Don't have that same level of intensity. On the other hand, when you lose the set, you get fired up even more. So again, Kvitova left 30 down.
Missed it. But when your opponent does suffer that letdown, you've got to take the opportunity. And here are 3 for Jo Konta at the start of the second set.
Low 40.
Well, what she would have given for that the last time Kvitova serves, but she'll take it. Well, not much wrong with the ankle. As she launches herself into that ball.
15.
And here are 2 opportunities for Jo Konta to take us into a deciding set.
Game is against it.
Easy does it. What a contest. And the next set will decide it.
It's games to 2.
She went down the line and she caught the top of the net. She went across court. And she's got an opportunity here to really take the initiative at the start of this third set.
Oof, that was lucky. I don't know. We don't know where it landed because the umpire's chair is right in the way. Jo.
Well, she challenged instantly, didn't she? Off the racket, she felt it was in. A lot of the crowd think it's in.
And it's in.
And it is. And it is.
Yeah, the game is over. Petra had no play on that ball.
Konta. She's serving again for a place in the quarterfinals. And she'll take that for starters.
15 love.
Yeah, that was a good aggression on that forehand, just enough. Kvitova, on the other hand, decelerated a little bit on that forehand. That's too good. That's where Kvitova so dangerous. Play a great point, still lose it without having a chance to touch the ball.
Fantastic athleticism there to hit that winner away cross court.
(30-15).
Putting a little extra on that first serve. Played a little safe on the first serve in the previous serving game. Going for it more here.
Well, if ever you're going to get a bad bounce on centre court, 5-4 and 30-15 is a very good time to get it.
40-15.
And she's given us a few palpitations over the last 15 minutes or so, but here's an opportunity now for Britain's Jo Konta to get to the quarterfinals. What a way to win it. What a fantastic backhand from that far corner. And she's into the last 8 again. She is no ordinary Jo. And Andy Murray ended, what, more than 70 years of her. Is it too soon to start wondering if she can put a British name on the ladies' singles title for the first time in more than 40 years? Jo Konta from a set down beats the twice Wimbledon champion, Petra Kvitova.
Well, there were one or two nervy moments towards the end for Konta and the bulk of that centre court crowd who were cheering on the Brit. But she's growing in confidence, a little bit like Alison Riske. She's doing things the hard way, coming from a set down against Sloane Stephens, doing it against Petra Kvitova. How impressed were you with that performance overall, Daniela?
Yeah, she's doing the things hard way, but the right way. And she's getting tested, and that's what you need before winning a big tournament. You have to know where you are as far as mentality goes, and being able to get through a match like that, it's got to give her so much confidence, because there was so much pressure for her playing on center court, and how much it means to her playing at home. And again, you know, just like she had those chances at the French Open, to me anything can happen, especially at this stage of a tournament. And if she keeps fighting like this, maybe get a little bit less tired, but it's easier said than done when you're playing on center court in front of your home crowd. She's got absolutely all the chances to get all the way to the title.
Yeah, Kvitova was pumped up. She was very vocal, but she did cough up some unforced errors at just the right moment from Konta's point of view, didn't she?
Yeah, you know, disappointing from Kvitova, because Konta put her level up a couple notches, actually, and Petra just couldn't match her down the stretch. And I actually thought that Petra would, and it just didn't come the way that she wanted it to. I'm just so impressed with Jo Konta. 2 years ago, when she had her deep run here, she was playing lights out, but she wasn't figuring matches out the way she is this year. She's just got plan B, C, D. It's all there if she needs it, Marcus. I'm really, really impressed, and she'll be the favorite in her quarterfinal.
It's against Barbara Stritzer, but the fact that she is the favorite might make it harder for her, possibly.
Look, she was, I think, in the same situation at the French Open semi, so hopefully she has learned the lesson there from her. But I wouldn't really say she's a big favorite, because Barbara is one of the best doubles player we've got out there on the court, and she plays beautiful serve and volley, coming to the net as much as she can, kind of style of play. So she's going to be very dangerous. I think it's really a 50-50 match. So I think that's how Johanna is looking at it as well, because that's how much she respects other opponents. So I think she's in a really good situation in here, and hopefully that experience being so close of making something really special in Paris will help her this time around here at Wimbledon as well.
Well, British hopes are still alive, and Serena is now the only former finalist left in the ladies' draw as we head towards the quarter-final stage here at Wimbledon 2019.